So for you, it would be a D6.
4, baby.
I'm streaming, so you got your good one half off.
All right. I would appreciate cameras on if you are able to do so. And then we'll get right into the session. So, last session, you guys spoke with Lysander and you had very mixed feelings. There was a revelation that one or two of your party members had that led to some tension between the group for a while. You talked for a bit, then you made it to Alwyn. You told him all about everything that happened, and when you hit on the fact that the elves of this ancient civilization were essentially being used as a slave race for the Drow, Alwyn said, "What?" And then he said, "Lysander, we need to talk now." And you saw a golden arch with sparks appear right behind you guys. And as you turned, you saw a now familiar silhouette of a long black-haired, very fair elvish lord. And Josh, would you like to take it away?
So, you guys see Lysander through the portal. His back was kind of to you when the portal opened, and he like turned around very suddenly when it happened, and you'll see his head kind of tilt a little bit, and he'll walk up to the portal. He's gonna kind of survey the room from his end of things. He's gonna take count of everything that he can see, and then he's gonna look at Alwyn, and he's gonna say, "After all this time that I tried to contact you, this is when you want to talk? I'm not talking to you like this." And then he's going to survey all of you guys, give like a half smile, not like in a cocky way, but just kind of an acknowledging that he sees you guys, and his gaze is going to linger on Cassian for half a second, and then he's going to give a slight nod, and he's going to back up, and he's going to close the portal.
Did he leave?
You see, as the golden sparks start to dissipate and the vision of Lysander start to fade, Alwyn, for the first time, kind of cracks in emotion in a way where you guys can actually see him presenting something other than just stoicism. He looks angry. And he says, "Where do you think you're going?" And then the arch closes, and he just closes his eyes and grits his teeth and doesn't say anything. What do you all do?
You could have summoned him at any point.
Alwyn, he said he tried to contact you. How many times was that?
Few dozen, few hundred, I don't know. It was random tidbits of useless conversation throughout the millennia. It wasn't anything important. It wasn't anything like this. He never reached out to me with anything of substantial import. I don't know what he's talking about after all these years, after all the time I tried to communicate with you. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I responded to most of his messages. I was busy. I was busy surveying the entirety of the universe to come up with a plan, while he was gallivanting about here, ignoring problems. And no, I can't just summon Lysander. I can offer an invitation the same way he can offer me one. He refused it, apparently.
When the portal opened, what did I see on the other side besides Lysander? Could I
Josh,
see where he was?
What did you see?
You saw more of trees, and he was outside somewhere in a forest. You would not have seen any like buildings or landmarks or anything like that. You basically just saw a forest. There was nothing like particularly stand out about of where he was.
Alright.
Alwyn just folds his hands and puts his head in his hands for a second, kind of doing the whole, like resting his fingers in his tear ducts and just shakes his head slightly. He doesn't seem to be acknowledging you guys anymore, but it doesn't mean that the conversation has to be over.
DM.
Yep.
Alwyn or Lysander looked at Cassian specifically. Was there in that moment? Can I make an insight check to see what he was thinking, to see if I can discern what he's thinking?
Absolutely, go for it.
I thought I looked at Kazir. Was it Cassian or Kazir?
Cassian.
Cassian.
Oh, fuck. I can't hear. Jesus.
I rolled a natural one, so I don't get shit.
Yeah, no, you don't get shit.
You
was
think
gonna
he
have to
might
look
be? You think he might have a crush on you?
He was looking at someone behind you.
Cassian turned awkwardly to like see who.
Yeah.
Did like a little point. Me.
Oh my god.
It's like you wave at a random person that you think is waving at you, but they're waving at
Yeah.
the person behind you.
Yeah, exactly. You have no clue why he would have lingered on you, and with a natural one, you start to second guess if he actually looked at you for any time longer than anybody else.
Yep.
Well, as much as I'd like to debate the past, did we have a discussion here?
Doesn't really seem like it. If he's not going to show. Which begs the question, how do we get that conversation to take place?
Did Lysander leave? Like, is he gone, or is he like?
He's gone. The
Okay,
portal
okay.
closed. There's just this. You guys are in Alwyn's study with Alwyn, and that's the only thing happening.
Got it. Okay, I retract my statement, and that doesn't make any sense.
Well, I feel like we've literally gotten fucking nowhere.
More or less.
To the group, did we share all the details of... We had a vote last time on what to share. Where did we land on that?
Oh yeah, I think
We shared that. That's what prompted Lysander really to come back. Was that
Okay.
we shared that mostly what we saw. I don't think we said anything about the.
Symbiotes?
Thanks. Yeah,
It was just the elves that we alluded to.
that's what I.
Yes.
I don't. Yeah, so I don't remember saying.
Okay.
I don't think you guys talked about the mushroom people or the symbiotes. I mean, you talked about it, but I don't think you talked about it with Alwyn.
No,
Yeah,
I believe that's the way we left it. Okay. So then I'll kind of look to the group trying to press the issue here and determine
What do we do next?
What do we do next, right? We know that there's elves down there. We know that there's a trove of information down there in a world unbeknownst to Alwyn, and I find it odd, to say the least, that he's reluctant to meet with Lysander.
Well, Lysander's reluctant to meet with him.
Or
Or
I'm
you
sorry,
mean
that
previously?
previously, but you're right. Like him not wanting to meet now puts us kind of at an impasse.
So, are you guys like going off to a little corner huddled up, or are you saying this all right
I'm
in
just
front of
saying
him?
that right in front of Alwyn.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No change in the meter in Alwyn's stance.
At some point, somebody's going to have to budge and leave their comfort zone.
That's how it always goes, right?
I say that
What were
staring
you
directly at
hoping to
Alwyn.
gain out of speaking with Lysander at this point?
I wanted to know how long he's known this. I want to know why he kept it to himself, and I want to know, most importantly, why did he not do anything to fix it? He's had all this time to fix this problem that I never knew existed, he never told me directly existed.
He
I
seems
could
to
have-
think it's over his head, at least based off of the conversation that we had with him, at least if I remember correctly. I made the same comment. Why didn't he do something about it?
It is kind of like fighting a world.
It might have been over his head if he was doing it alone, with only his own armies. He never reached out to me to talk about potentially joining forces to get our people back.
Well, he's done plenty to take initiative on his own. I mean, the reason we ended up going to Norhaven is because he decided that hurting people was the best means to an end. So I don't think the high road is exactly his first choice.
The strategic choice is always his first choice. Doesn't matter if it's high or low. If it has an impact and it has a purpose, that's why he does it.
So
If you
you're
guys
not
work
part of the
toge-
strategy.
If you guys work together, do you think you could have solved some problems or some of it?
With enough time to think, with enough time to plan, I think we probably could have done something about this, but I can't
He's tired
can't
of waiting.
Mm-hmm.
reconcile.
Well, what's the move here?
Yeah, I feel
To
like we're
try
kind
to-
of at an impasse.
Try to reconcile stuff with Lysander, or do we proceed without him and just try to do it ourselves?
Would be ideal if we could reconcile.
Lysander
He's only
has-
going to speed up his timeline now that he knows that you're aware, and obviously you're not just going to stand by and let him continue to do what he's doing. So obviously he's going to have to put all of his resources forward and move more quickly and more dangerously now than ever.
That's true. I think, knowing Lysander, he's going to try. He's going to try the thing that he thinks will be best, the thing that he thinks will cause the least amount of casualties, and he will put his. I don't know if he's going to do that anymore. He would have put his people first. I don't understand why he hasn't done anything about this. I thought I knew his motives. I thought I understood him. I don't know if I do anymore. I think he's been so radically consumed with this idea of becoming a god that he's lost sight of everything that it stood for. And that doesn't necessarily mean that's true, but that's what it's starting to look like.
Like objective focused, and essentially the end justifies the means.
I think similarly, but you don't see me doing the things that he's been doing.
Yeah.
DM, above table, the zone of truth is still active, so we can assume that everything that Alwyn is saying is what he believes should be true.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Big brain.
When's the last time you spoke with Abresh?
That would have been before I left. I think on this plane it's been close to 2 millennia, give or take.
Do you think Lysander is speaking with him?
I don't know if Brash is even alive anymore.
Have you ever looked? Or had the information to look and chose to do otherwise?
I haven't looked, but I'm not hopeful. You're familiar with the forest that's just northwest of Penting, correct? And you guys all collectively, you are familiar with that? That is
The
the
tainted
forest. Yes, that's the one that had corruption that you guys had to go and get the holy water for.
I didn't
Back,
remember.
way back. So he mentions that and then sees the look of recognition on all your faces. That entire forest used to be a desolate landscape. It used to be a desert of sorts.
Well.
Abrash millennia ago, back in his heyday, took that desert and turned it into a forest single-handedly. It is, since to my understanding, becoming corrupted and slowly withering. I don't know much more than that. If he were alive, I would assume that he'd still be in that forest somewhere. And I don't know. I don't even know what he would look like at this point anymore. I remember that he did have shocking white hair, and he was an elf, and that's about all I remember.
Hmm.
If Lysander ever came after the part of the artifact that you have, do you think you could hold him off?
I think it would be unwise for Lysander and I to engage in combat together for any reason. I think that
I think it's inevitable, though, if his main goal is to combine all the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's inevitable that there will be a war, not a battle. And I think in that war, these 6 of you will play a pivotal role, and that role will swing drastically depending on what you choose to do and who you choose to side with. I think that Lysander's trying to recruit you. I think that his plan is similar to mine. Neither one of us want to fight each other. Neither one of us know who's going to win, and neither one of us want to kill the other one. I think that the war will decide who wins. And I think he's getting ready an army.
So if you don't
Like-
want to lose, what are you going to do?
I'm hoping that I can count on some of Kai's people to aid in our fight. We did send many thousands of soldiers to aid in his war. It was my hope that potentially Norhaven, in some aspects, could help as well. I understand that our roots are mostly based in trade and not in brothers of blood and war, but if we're talking a war to the scale of what Lysander will wage, it will be difficult to scrap together enough resources and manpower to win. He has a numbers advantage over Thorlandir. All the forces of my kingdoms can't do anything. And I say my kingdoms because, let's be honest here, I mean, I have figureheads in each of the city-states, but they're figureheads. Even with all of that manpower, he still essentially owns the western side of the continent.
You're suggesting fighting your own people, you know that.
Suggesting fighting Lysander and Lysander's people for the sake of this world. Lysander's short-sighted. He puts other people at risk for the sake of our bloodline, our lineage. When he killed all of our people, or when I thought that he had killed all of our people, I saw the world as mine to protect, the world as my people to protect. I shifted from my bloodline, my race, my heritage, to my world, and he's stuck with his race, his bloodline, his heritage. And he'll sacrifice anything to do what he can for it. I will sacrifice what left I have to give for the sake of this world.
I think it would be kind of like we talked about before. at some point we will have to do certain favors for Lysander. In so we gain valuable information. I just want to make it clear that we aren't choosing his side if we do that.
That remains to be seen. Lysander is very persuasive. And I'm sure he has good reasons that he will twist to whatever advantage he can to make it sound like what he's doing is right. He's much older. He has much more experience. And he knows a lot more. I'm afraid that that will be enough. Letting you interact with Lysander is not something that I can help or control to any significant degree without sacrificing your agency entirely. I just urge you to be cautious.
Just wish I could get him to fight the drow and not you.
I don't think he wants to fight me. I think that he wants all the pieces, and I think he wants them all assembled as quick as possible. And I think that that will lead to a fight, and he's going to say something along the lines of, oh, it doesn't have to lead to a fight, not if you can convince Alwyn to do XYZ for me, not if you can convince, not if you can do, not if you can act on, so on and so forth.
Why don't we give one of the pieces to the drow?
You want to give a piece of an artifact that I designed to the people enslaving my people.
You could fight them instead.
Yeah.
That is an unconventional yet very interesting chess move.
It is a bad play.
That's a rook move right there.
It is handing your opponent your queen type move, is what it is.
But then we take his king with our pawn.
The
Yeah.
individual. My God, he just like head in hands for a second, rubs his eyes for a second. Just the individual pieces of this artifact are fiercely powerful. And Kai, as he says this, you're brought back to these strange dreams that you've been having, and you've only had this cube for a little while, and you just start to wonder, the people who have had these individual elements of this artifact have had them for thousands of years. What kind of effect has that had? It's just like a thought that buzzes in the back of your mind for a second.
It's a very reasonable thought, thinking to myself.
The pieces of these artifacts are immensely powerful. Handing them over to Drow, especially considering their long lifespans, could spell absolute disaster and ruin.
What if both Lysander and the Drow thought that they had a piece?
You might be able to convince the Drow somehow, but I don't know how you would go about doing that, because a simple identify spell will let you know what any item is, and it will present itself as false to any person able to cast a first level spell. You might be able to convince a politician, but one of the first things that a high-ranking official will do is grab a spellcaster to verify the integrity of what they're purchasing or what they're being sold on.
You don't think it within your own ability to make something that is convincing enough to shift the tide of war?
When I made these, I had the help of 3 very powerful people.
It doesn't have to be the actual item, it just needs to be convincing enough.
It has to be a perfect replica in form and function, which would essentially make it the same as handing them the same piece.
What if instead of making a duplicate, we hide this one?
The cube?
Is that what they try to do?
Yeah.
There's location spells as well. I mean, there's a spell for everything in this world. It's whether or not we can trick someone.
It is a risky play to have the cube in your possession as a party. It might be one of the best places for it. You travel without rhyme or reason. You are spontaneous and not the easiest people to track, especially after the item that I gave you. And you got just rewind to last session. He
The
did give you that,
anti-scry.
yeah, the anti-scry amulet that works for the entire party within, I think it was a 60-foot or
30 or
something
60,
like that.
something like that. Yeah.
I think it was 120-foot
Mm.
radius. They can't scry. So, in combination with your movements and that, you will be impossible to track. There is a single spell that no, there are a few spells that would allow that to slip. In terms of communication, you still will be able to be contacted, but no one will be able to know exactly where you are. If that makes sense. They won't be able to spy on your conversations.
Sure.
Mm.
I have a lot of thinking to do about all of this. I did not know the Underdark played such a pivotal role in any of this. I need to think about what Lysander's doing. I need to pull together some of the minds that I have at my disposal and think.
Should we
about this.
wait before going back down there until we come up with a plan about how we're gonna take care of those drow cities?
I know very little about the Underdark. If I knew any more, you would have been down there much sooner than you were. I think it is unwise to charge head forward into the unknown. It's always better to have more information.
Why don't you join us?
Join you where? To the Underdark?
Yeah. See for yourself.
I need to be here. There are multiple things. I have to watch over 4 city-states. How many were there? Hang on. There was this is me out of game. Penting, Kaler,
Roll to remember.
Arkin, Marvel. I think there's 4. There's either 4 or 5. I think there's 4. I have multiple city-states to run. Again, don't. Okay. I have multiple city-states to run. On top of that, I've got to think and plan in terms of battle strategy. I'm not only just trying to pull together enough resources to potentially combat Lysander, I'm actively trying to help Kai and his people win their war. I have too much going on right now to step down into the Underdark. I have people to do that for me. I'll be in contact with Sefton immediately, and I will reach out to a couple other no other word for it. I'm not going to glorify it. I'm going to reach out to some other spelunkers to do some reconnaissance. Figure out how widespread the problem is, how deep it goes. I don't know if it's a surface level, just a couple of cities in the Middle Dark. I don't know if it's like a virus or a cancer and spread all throughout the entirety of the Underdark into
That's
the
what it
deepest
sounded
parts.
like.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know much, but the few pieces of information that I remembered well was it sounded like there's hundreds of cities throughout the Underdark. And
Multiple, at least.
or either they're not structural, like they're not rows and grids city pattern wise, they're web like maybe. And that they could all may or may not function with a oh shit, what's the word for that I'm looking for? Like the under city well cavern system.
Aqueducts.
Yeah, thank you. Where aqueducts can play a pivotal role in sewage, but also in a anti-pivotal way if you want to maybe blow half the city up.
I want to pull together. Wait, hang on just a sec. Josh messaged me something that might be important.
We're building a team.
It's called not the Kintsugi because We're trying not to use that name.
Mhm.
All right.
Hmm.
So I need to have my other agents do some reconnaissance down there. If the information you're telling me is true, I'll give it to them. I'll pass it on so they know what to keep their eyes out for. I want a full map of the Underdark as soon as possible. The entire Undercity layout of whatever sort of web network they have under there. I want to know all of it. I want to know every detail before I make a move. The last thing I want to do is ambush and ransack a city with forces that can't see in the fucking Underdark. So they're already at a disadvantage. Then attacking a city that is virtually impossible to siege.
Yep.
And then once you finally ransack the city, having no idea how to navigate it. On top of that, they might have nearby cities that are willing to jump in and completely wipe out whatever forces I bring down there. I'm not going to lead thousands, hundreds of thousands of men to their deaths just for reckless want and ambition. It sounds like something that Lysander would do, but I'm surprised he hasn't. Maybe he did try that. Maybe that's what he tried, and maybe that failed, and maybe he got pissy about it and didn't do anything else. I don't know. I think I should stop trying to figure out what he wants and just try to figure out what I need to do next.
Yeah, my people would help you. They may not help me, but if you aided them in any way, they would return the favor.
Good to hear. I'll reach out to some of the higher ups, see what they have to say. First, we need to win their war. They're losing, and I don't know why Lysander's pushing that war in the first place. Maybe it was. It doesn't make sense. There's no good strategy. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what his ambitions would have been for that.
The easiest way to influence a large group of people is to have a solution to a problem. But the key there is you first have a problem. So we've already seen evidence once that Lysander is good at creating problems and inserting himself as the solution. It seems like a winning playbook for him.
This is a really big problem. I think he sees me as the solution. If I put my forces down there, I lose everything that I have as an advantage against him.
Mm-hmm.
And especially you guys. If I put you down there before you're ready, I lose all of you, and potentially an artifact that could sway the tides of whatever war is about to come. I could use... I would like to talk to Abrash. I don't know if he's even still alive, though.
How would we find him?
Step. Yeah, great question.
The only thing that I can think is that he would be in that forest somewhere. And it's a big forest, and I have no idea where to start looking.
What is your contingency if he is dead?
If he's dead, you need to look for a small item, about yay length. It'll be made of wood. It would look exactly like, if he still has it on his person, it would look exactly like the staff that he carries, as if it's cut from the same wood. Be polished, smooth, dark brown, and you'll be able to tell there's something magical about it. You, especially, he looks at Kai. You'll be able to know for sure. Your other artifact will vibrate as you get close.
Yep.
Keep that thing in your front pocket, pimp.
Back pocket.
All right, whatever you swing, baby.
So that's our next move.
That's okay.
Your next move is whatever you want to do. At this point, I'm going to need to think for a while. It's going to be some time, I think, before I'm going to contact you with any concrete plans.
Well, we
So
don't
if you
have thousands of years to ponder, so we're going to take action on the first good piece of intel that we have, which is Abrash.
Fine. If you have any personal business to attend to as well, feel free to do it. God knows I have plenty of people to talk to before I have to worry about Rush, if he is even still alive, that's just a fantasy. I don't even know if that's an end that's worth chasing at this point.
And if under some sort of strange circumstance someone wants to know whether or not there's a war brewing, the answer is no for now, right?
A new one, you mean?
A new one.
I trust your better judgment. If you think that they might be able to be recruited, I wouldn't tell them that there's no war happening. I would tell them that, hey, it'd be nice to have some support. If there's someone that you think might be less than savory, or someone that you're unsure of their intentions, I wouldn't go floating around the idea that there's going to be a war.
I'll use my best discretion, but the last thing I'll say on it is that if this is truly a war for all of humanity, then perhaps the unsavories would be beneficial to have on our side as well.
I don't mean unsavory in actions or deeds. I mean more unsavory in ideals. And he looks to Vicar when he says actions or deeds. There's always a good place for a bit of skullduggery, but it's different when someone is willing to sacrifice everything for personal gain.
I gotcha.
Obviously, we have some things that we need to speak to ourselves about, our group. We need to go over some things and figure out which direction our own compass points, but we have our actionable, and I guess we'll talk soon.
I'll reach out again. You have a way to contact me if you come across anything that's of pertinent information.
We still have the stone, yeah?
Mm.
That's what he's referring to.
Okay.
If you don't reach out to me, I'll reach out to you when I have something more.
Before we leave, I have one final question.
Vicar
reach-
literally does that.
Yeah, no, and I would literally sighs.
Kai reaches into his bag and goes, "Would you like gin or whiskey?"
I don't drink, but thank you.
To both. It's like, "All right."
He does smile when you say so both. Here, you know what? You have given me lots to think about, lots of information. You've just had a harrowing journey. You've interacted with a being that is older than you can understand. Have this. He throws a sack onto the table. Have some fun on me. Take some
That's what I'm
well-deserved.
talking
Take some
about.
well-deserved relaxation.
The gloves are vibrating, baby.
The gloves are vibrating.
His entire person is vibrating.
What did he throw?
He
I'm gonna
threw
scoop
a
that
sack
sack, baby.
onto the table. Vicar, your
Mhm.
gloves are telling you as you're shaking this bag, it's probably about 6,000 gold pieces.
Jesus Christ.
God damn.
In
There's at least
platinum.
1,000 gold in here, guys.
It's I would say 500. Sorry, so for the 1,000, there's 100 gold worth of platinum for each of you, and the rest of it is in gold pieces. And for those of you, who here has actually crafted a magical item, or has nobody crafted an item yet?
I was
I've only
going.
crafted my adamant breastplate.
the quiver, I guess, would count.
Yeah. So for both of them, you know that inherently you have to use platinum for magical crafting.
Mm.
Okay.
Specifically, you remember that there's in the crafting guide, if you use a certain amount of platinum, you can expedite the gold crafting or the magic crafting process. So it's helpful
the
for
time
magical.
it takes?
Yeah. So I believe
okay.
it's for every 100 gold pieces worth of platinum, or it's 1,000 gold pieces worth of platinum. I don't remember but it has to be in platinum, and then that is infused in your magic item, and it helps the process because platinum has more magical heft than gold.
Word.
So we each get 100 platinum. That's what you said, essentially, right?
100 platinum.
Yep.
A piece.
Cool.
Done deal.
All right. Well,
Picker hands me 30.
if it's ever like the end of the world and shit's gone to shit, and you want a drink, just let me know.
He's
I
always packing.
well before I became a Belnorn, I had my bouts with drinking, and I found that it was best to stay away. It dulled my mind, but I appreciate it.
I'm gonna die. I'm
When-
taking a shot. I'm saying.
When my mind needs smoothing over, I usually see the Mind Weaver.
Oh, he a freak.
Probably not. want to
Cassian
bring
cracks
him
a smile.
into battle.
Yeah, Cassian, you can relate heavily to that.
Yep. She's good at what she does. Okay, boys.
Yep.
I
Think
we're
We've
we're outta
overstayed
here.
our welcome a bit.
Never.
Alwyn, thank you for your time. I want you to know that since the moment I met you, I thought you were a bit of an asshole, but you're smart, and as stupid as you think I am, I still respect you, even though I hate you. So have a good day, my friend.
As you go to leave, you hear in your mind, for the record, I never thought you were stupid. Just a bit reckless and rash. And it's just, you hear that in your mind. You have no way to telepathically communicate back. It's just as the door is closing behind
That's
you.
hilarious.
Fair enough.
Hit the titty bar.
Uh,
All right, gentlemen. I guess we go.
all right, good session, boys. See you on Friday.
Shut the fuck up. So how are we gonna find a Brash in that forest?
We're
Wait
gonna
a
look
second.
really hard.
Wait, are we doing that? There's
I don't know.
we still have
So,
two elvish people that are pretty upset with the situation in the Underdark.
So, just above table, real quick, putting a pause on the roleplay. I want to let you guys know, out of game, there is no pressing relevance on doing one thing over any other thing. At this point, we're opening the world up. You can follow existing story threads that you have open for individual character arcs. You can go with the story plot. You can go to try to find a Brash if you want to. You could fuck off and do a third thing. It is up to you at this point. This is
Titty
like
ball.
Titty ball!
Yeah, basically.
I will
I mean-
say, above table DM, I was low key hoping that we would open up Act 2 with some fucking fisticuffs in that library. I'm genuinely surprised that he bamped the fuck out of there because we ended up on such a high note. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I want to punch
Well-
him in the face.
The conversation was, Josh and I didn't really talk about what was going to happen on purpose, so it could have gone any number of ways, and I was prepared for a lot of them. So it just went one of the ways.
Josh, you a
Listen,
bitch for
So you're
that.
saying it's Josh's fault?
Mm.
No,
Josh,
I'm not
bitch.
saying it's Josh's fault.
Josh, you a bitch for that, bro. All right.
So back in
Yes,
game,
sir.
just with the knowledge, you guys can do whatever you want to.
we need a drink. We need a safe place to speak to each other openly and honestly. And we need to come to a
Some
conclusion.
titties. Oh,
We need to come on some titties.
What?
We need to come to a conclusion.
We're streaming.
It's fine.
all right. I mean, wounded rogue.
Sounds
Classic.
like it.
Hell yeah.
Somewhere new, never.
All right. So you guys make your way back to the Wounded Rogue. You see Uck up there. You foul-smelling soup. You know the password.
I just say, "Uck, shut the fuck up," and I walk by.
Uck looks deeply hurt, and he's very saddened.
Oh,
Vicar goes first. Who's the last one to head down out of everybody?
me. I'll be the last one.
Cassian, out of the corner of your eye, I need you to make a perception check real quick.
Okay. Didn't go very well the last time.
Nat 2.
Close. Natural 9 plus 5. Okay, not bad.
10 was the DC. You hear a slight plop, and you look, and there's like a tear that fell from his eye into the soup that he's stirring.
The
'Cause
magic
he-
ingredient, it's delicious now.
Ugh, salty.
Cassian will walk up to Uck and he'll say, "That was the perfect amount of salt to make your soup the best soup in all of Penting, my friend." And I'll tap him on the back.
He takes a loud sniff in. He goes, "Thank you, Cassian." And then, as you're going down the pantry door, hidden bookshelf thing starts to slide back into place. You hear a very loud blowing sound, and you turn around to see that he's blowing his nose right above
Into
where the
the
soup
soup.
is,
Oh,
and it's missing the
yeah.
napkin.
Oh no!
Oh, good sound,
Boys, do
man.
not order the soup.
Jesus.
As you guys are descending down into the Mindweaver's den, you're hit with this wonderful aroma of fresh cooked, amazing smelling food. And you see with his little pink apron and a little pink heart is Ugg standing there with his little ponytail, the orc, and he's, or half orc, and he's just cooking away merrily, happily, just all different types of dishes at once. You see there's a decent turnout right now. It's starting to hit its stride in the early evening. There are some people slumped over by the chairs listening to the Mindweaver song. Some people are getting drunk and rowdy at the bar. Some people are just sitting down having a nice meal.
Pull up a
Cool.
chair and order a
Yeah,
beer.
find a table somewhere in the corner and get some drinks.
I mean, do you guys want dinner and beer and then go to a room to talk? Rather
Sure.
than talk
Yeah.
in the open.
I think
Alright.
drinks and a booth, a corner booth, and we just do the talking while we eat.
Okay.
Try and keep our spirits high. I don't want to. It doesn't need to be too formal. This is a very heavy conversation.
So you guys find a corner booth, no problem. I'm assuming you guys just order something good. You're loaded, so you can get whatever you want. Let's go ahead.
DM, what's on the menu, actually?
Oh, what's on the? I'm glad you asked what's on the menu.
Shit.
All right,
These
let's see what's
guys.
on the menu here, boys.
God.
Hang on, I have it.
He's so excited.
I was just busting your balls.
Fucking
I
pulled
didn't
it
know
out
you
of
had an
nowhere.
actual menu.
So we have
Oh,
for
shit.
appetizers, there's oysters on ice, devils on horseback, toad in a hole, and for entrees we have
Yo,
roast beef,
Give me
glazed
that
duck
toad
breast.
in a hole.
Toad in a hole. All right. It's bite-sized sausages baked in a black pepper batter and served with caramelized red onion marmalade and applesauce for dipping.
Sounds decent.
Just like
Guys
back
are
home
like
in the
those-
West.
I'm
Yeah,
just
he likes
gonna
those little
order
wieners in his mouth.
A hunk of
do.
meat and bread.
Yeah, it sounds like you're going for the roast beef, which is a succulent and generous portion of roasted red meat,
And no bread.
served with a gray boat of gravy and dipping drippings and a heaping platter of roasted vegetables.
Sure.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Okay. And Ugg comes by a couple of minutes later after you guys order your entrees and your appetizers and says, "So, boys, I have a tantalizing little cocktail menu I've been working on. Are you interested? Or
I
are we
want a
going with your
beer.
typical brew?"
I want a
Okay.
beer.
I'll have a beer.
Okay, so beers for the boring boys. What about you guys?
I don't
What do you
drink.
got?
We have
Give me one
Miss-
of everything.
What?
I like the way this one thinks. Yes. Go off, Queen. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
And you two, what would you like?
Give me your favorite. Whatever that is.
Ooh, okay, we'll do. And you, dark and mysterious with your golden mask. Ooh, I love that. I could just eat you up.
I'll just like point at Cassian and then hold two fingers out.
What?
2 beers.
Oh.
Okay. All right, sounds good. I'll be right back. And Ugg comes back with everything that everybody's requested. Numa, you get a smattering of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different cocktails, all looking extremely varied. I'm gonna say that this meal is gonna cost you guys
Oh my
upwards.
god.
This is actually pretty expensive for what you guys are
Numa,
getting
you
here.
fucking idiot.
Listen, I'm splurging.
Yeah, I mean 15 gold for Newmont. For the 2 guys who ordered roast beef plus their drinks, it's going to be 6 gold. For everyone else, it's going to be in the realm of 5 gold. And Kazir, you get a cocktail called the Flaming Hairy Eyeball.
I mean, I wanted a beer, but okay.
Oh wait, no. Oh wait,
Kai,
who said,
Kai,
who said they
Kai.
wanted
That was
the,
Kai.
Is
the
that his favorite one?
Kai.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Of course
get
it's on
the
fire.
Flaming Hairy Eyeball. So it's served in a highball cocktail glass, and I'm assuming you attempt to try and drink this cocktail.
Yes.
Put those hairy
Okay.
balls in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot and spicy, and it has clear spirits with like a red peppery syrup. It kind of burns your throat a little bit. I need you to make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
With advantage because he's a dragon.
I do have fire resistance.
This is capsaicin. This is not a fire you're used to.
It's
What's the Scoville?
It's
What's
a
the Scoville
solvent,
on this
right?
drink?
What'd you roll, Dave?
You said DC. Constitution saving throw.
Well,
Constitution saving throw. Yep.
We got a 9 plus 6.
Oh,
15.
okay. You needed to beat a 12. So
Nice.
any character who successfully drinks and keeps this cocktail down
Oh.
is filled with a surge of strength. You receive a +3 AC, and it lasts for an hour.
Wow.
Who's ready
yo,
to
let's
fight?
go fucking fight Lysander.
Wolf, Jesus. Can I get some more of those?
Go, maybe?
Put that in a bottle and put a cork in it.
I'm gonna say it only lasts for a minute, but still,
Yeah.
it's
That's
it's a put a hair on your chest kind of
Mhm.
cocktail, and once you drink it, you feel invincible for a short period of time.
Nice.
Nice.
I saw
Nice.
Kai do that, and I get kind of inspiration. So I take 1 out of my 6 drinks that was the same, slam it, but I rolled an 11 for the Constitution saving
That's
throw.
just beneath what you need to
Yeah.
make. So as you drink it, like Kai's like, this is a good cocktail, and you're kind of looking at it the way that you would imagine Kai being like, that's very interesting. And then you see Newmont look at this, look at the drink, slam it all in one. 1 second goes by, 2 seconds go by. You can see his face starting to get red. Literal steam comes out of his ears, and the next time he tries to say anything, fire shoots out of his mouth in a 5-foot cone.
Oh my god.
I've seen that before.
Guys, I think.
You see Cassian's fur on his cloak is a little bit singed as his hair is like back and soot all over his face.
I'm so sorry. That never happened before.
Maybe not to you.
I rub the soot out of my eyes and I look like a raccoon now.
So you
So
guys
dumb.
have your drinks and a wonderful meal prepared for you. And Ugg walks away.
I downs
So-
his food.
I guess it's time we talk about what's next.
Kazir and Dumat, how are you feeling after having spoken with Alwyn?
I think I'm not totally sure on picking a side per se right now, but I think we have a pretty good plan of action. We need to go and find a Brash. I think for all parties, that's a win. So I think going there, maybe speaking to him and seeing what information he can provide wouldn't be a bad point to start. I do think the things that Alan said had a lot of truth for me. It's not that I think Alan is an evil man. I do have concerns about Lysander. The plan that Lysander proposed, it is hard to get out of my mind. I'll be honest with you. For me, that does feel like the only way to save my people. Now, whether Lysander has to be involved, I don't know. I don't necessarily trust the man, but that's where my head's at.
Dumat?
Well, I grew up in Godric's Hollow, and I never really knew about anything other than that. So this world is my people right now. Finding a Brash could be difficult. That's kind of like finding a needle in a haystack at this point.
But you have me.
I do have you. Do you know where he is?
I'll find him for you
He's good at finding.
if he's still alive.
Even if he's dead, Vicar could find him.
But I think he is the third piece of the puzzle. Like right now, we just have Alwyn's side, Lysander's side. It'd be good to get a different opinion on both of them.
Sure.
And we also have to locate the other piece of the dagger, so seeing if he's alive or dead would be very useful.
It unifies us, and it limits the amount of. It unifies us, and it will give us more insight on everything as a whole. I feel like it's probably the least conflicting option.
So my only confusion is we were just talking about how we wish one of the objects was lost. And one of them is lost. But then we want to find it. So I'm like, we can
It's also-
find him, but do we just not tell anybody, but make sure we're also not scryed on the entire time?
We won't
can't
be
do have
scryed
this
on anymore
handy
because of the
amulet.
item. Yeah, who has that, by the way?
I
think
do.
it's Kai, isn't it? Oh, it's you? Okay.
Okay.
I trust all of you equally, but I especially trust Numot to be as unbiased as possible in all decisions, to be honest with you. Numot has a pure heart.
My
kind of like-
only concern as well, not just when I say my people, I'm just talking about Godric's Hollow. I'm not talking about saving the elves with Lysander, is that Lysander needed someone powerful. I know Seraphil dealt with my parents, and my father turned kind of crazy, to say the least, into gaining more power. So I don't know if that's because Lysander already got to him and persuaded them, or if it's just out of his own doing. But other than that, I think the Underdark is kind of too much to handle as 6
Yeah.
people.
We need an army.
Yeah.
we would get absolutely wrecked if we tried to do anything else in the Underdark right now.
All of my efforts are going to be to push that endeavor because of the fact that there are tons of slave camps down there, and we've only seen one, and just so happen to have symbiotes in it. Who knows?
So it sounds like you want to find a Brash too.
That would benefit my cause, which is ultimately why I'm here.
And then beyond finding a Brash, I think it's apparent that there is going to be a war coming years. And I don't think that we as a group are strong enough for that war. So after we find a Brash, I think it might be in our interest to try and grow stronger the best way we can.
Well, we can. Kai's people are still at war. If that were to be resolved, it would free up some fighting bodies.
That'd be very helpful.
Hi. When you were talking to Alwyn, you said if he sent aid to them, they would help him out, but they won't help you. Could you
Yeah.
expand on that?
Yeah, I was banished, So even if I were to vouch for him, it wouldn't make a difference. They would have sent out to any nearby cities for assistance, and if he responded, they would respond in kind if he were to request. Yeah, from my perspective, yeah, they don't care about my
Didn't
Listen,
Lysander mention something to that effect?
he mostly just mentioned that the war is not going in their favor, our
Hmm.
favor. Which I don't know
And
Well-
why.
you think they will still have you banished if
To clarify, Alwyn was the one that said the war wasn't going well.
Correct.
Vicar was asking about Lysander. Lysander said something.
I thought that's what he said. What advice?
Suggest to Kai to go back home and
Yeah.
dig into the war. That's what I
Yeah.
have.
Correct. Yes. I don't know why I have my own suspicions. That didn't work out very well, for me at least. I find it interesting that he says that for my suspicions, but I don't know. They've been fighting a war for a very long time. I never liked the beginning of it. It just seemed fishy. It didn't really seem to make sense. We won a large battle, and then kind of out of nowhere, my people got very greedy, like unnecessarily greedy, which we don't normally do. And that's where everything started going downhill, and it's been going downhill since. So,
Were
tried
you
to
banished
resolve
for
it.
speaking up?
Kinda. If speaking up involves weapons, then yes.
I'm not here to judge you. I probably
I-
would have done the same.
I'm a big guy. Assassination doesn't come my way very well, but I wanted to kill someone who I was pretty positive had an influence on at least my city and some of the, I guess, strategy that was involved. Strategy in a bad way, right? But
Were
yeah,
you
as much-
successful?
no. Assassination's not my
Well, shame you hadn't met me earlier.
thing.
that hobo
Much
didn't think
sneakier.
so.
Yeah, I'd like to know what's going on and figure out what's going on, but I don't know how much I can really get to. I just really don't.
Do you think that there's any chance that someone else saw it from your perspective, or that things have changed in the time that you've been gone?
Things definitely can change over time. My people can be pretty headstrong, so I don't know how quickly things can change over a year, give or take.
Did you have any support?
Not at the time.
Well, Cassian and I's vendettas are more on a personal scale. It seems like trying to find a Brash and then maybe trying to find out what's going on in Kai's homeworld would be the two more important steps.
Well, if Brash is living, do we inform him of everything that's going on between Lysander and Alwyn right now? I'm sure he knows a good bit, but everything that's happening right now, or do we try and hide him?
Maybe
from
just
the fact-
facilitate a conversation between him and Alwyn.
Feeling out for ourselves.
Yeah, you never know. You know, if the guy hasn't spoken to anybody in 2,000 years, he might not be the same.
Mm-hmm. And then if he's dead, we need to find his staff.
No, the artifact.
We won't know what the artifact looked like.
Well, he said it was
Well,
made
it
of the
looks
same
like-
material
Right,
of the
so
staff.
his staff would let us know what to look for, is
I
what
see.
I'm getting at.
I understand.
Yeah,
Well, speak
probably.
better, Sid. You're confusing.
Yeah, these drinks are
It's all
getting
this
to me.
beer.
Newman, you haven't touched the other 5 of your drinks.
I pick up the second one
Something
and
wrong?
slam it.
There's no other magical effects or anything like that for any of the drinks, but they are very good.
Okay.
You
He's
just
getting
drunk.
hammered fast.
Yeah, basically.
I just look at Vigor and I just go, you gotta pace yourself as I slam the second one.
Vigor, you can't just pace yourself.
I will say
Listen, I'm not that drunk yet.
you do slam the Misty Mountain, and right after the hot one that you had before, this one immediately chills your esophagus. So you're like, you gotta. And it's like the wind is taken out of you, like when you step out of a high rise and the wind just boom hits you when it's super cold outside. It's kind of like that feeling hits your chest.
These were definitely not worth the.
To be fair, you feel great.
Well, I think we
The
should
forest
rest
is the
tonight.
closest place.
Yeah,
got
I
rooms
think
here,
it's a
yeah.
good place to start.
Yeah, I think we let loose tonight a little bit, have some fun. Anyone wants to go to the Nine Hells Casino and win some more money? Talk to the Mindweaver, go to sleep, whatever. We have the evening is ours to do with what we want, and we can tackle a new beast tomorrow.
All right, so we're gonna take a break here. Think about what you want your character to do before you guys go to bed, if anything, and then we'll come back in, let's say, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Be back here by 8:30.
Bet.
Okay.
Okay.
8:30 EST. unmuting and resuming.
I have a flavor question.
Mm-hmm.
What did
So I
Oh.
currently have the Longsword of Vengeance,
so long? So vengeance.
and was wondering if I could use that as the base to make a Shatter Spike.
Shoot me Shatter Spike in your personal if you
screenshot
didn't
it.
already.
Yeah, I'll screenshot it.
I want to
John,
read
that
over
glass is cold, baby.
Oh
Yeah, I saw
yeah,
that.
Oh, yeah.
it is frosty.
You know, is that Alien Church?
No, this is a Juice Force IPA.
I've just
Oh,
never
those are
seen it
so
before.
good.
Yeah, they're really good.
I've
Unfortunately,
never heard of
I-
that.
It's a Voodoo Ranger, but the Juice Force version
okay.
is very, very good. can't-
I've always wanted to try Voodoo Ranger. I've never actually bought it.
They're good.
Do
They're good
yourself a
beers.
favor and get the Juice Force IPA version. It's quite good. I know you'll like it.
Yeah.
I gotta get a napkin though because I spilled some. Idiot.
I would
I
drink
only
that.
drink beer that's made by men in cloaks with no underwear and bare feet.
They dip their big nut
So
in it.
Miller?
No, like Belgian style triples.
Oh,
No,
Yeah.
Jacob, you said
so-
Legacy. Oh, sorry, go.
Yeah, let me answer Sid's question real quick. So, I just want you to know that second part is part of the new rules, the
The
whole
sap.
SAP feature.
Yeah.
Are you aware of that or no?
No, but I wasn't necessarily like banking on that specifically for this. I know a bunch of weapons have different things like that now.
Yeah. So if you see a line drawn through a magic item, like a little gray line,
Yeah,
usually what's beneath it going forward is not going to be. Usually what's above that line is legacy, and what's beneath that line is an added feature.
I see. That's fine.
So, but you're just talking specifically about being an automatic crit against objects, correct?
Yes, and I guess maybe before I even move forward, can we clarify what an object is?
Pretty much anything that isn't living is an object,
Okay.
including a corpse. So
what about
So like
Technically-
undead?
Mhm.
no, undead is a
Living dead.
yeah,
Okay.
it's a creature. Anything that isn't a creature is what
Like
I
a
should
door.
say.
Like
A
a
door,
door.
a wall, a chest. Stuff like that.
I see.
I would definitely be down for you making that. In fact, if you wanted to,
Sounds hilarious.
you could swing it up to a. Oh, this is already uncommon. This isn't. You guys can make up to uncommon, right? You can't make past that.
Well, just because we
Yeah.
only have robust weave fragments.
Yeah, we don't have
Okay.
potent. That's what I was
I
forgetting.
think I remember putting in the. There's a limitation based on character scaling. I think you guys can't make
Oh.
a certain rarity up above. You could make uncommon. I was just trying to
Yes.
remember if you could make rare or not.
That's actually, honestly, where is that? Because I
We
kind of
never-
want
we
to take
never-
a look.
Yeah, we never got a potent weave, right? Like a potent weave
No.
is only dropped from.
Um,
Well, it's not even
16 to
necessarily
12
about the
12 to
components.
16.
Yeah, you guys are like level capped based on the items you can create as well. Even if you got a robust,
Yeah, or potent. But
or even if you got a potent, there's a
Doesn't
certain
make
level
it.
at which you wouldn't be able to do anything with it.
oh, really?
Where is that info?
I believe that's in Welcome to. Hang on, let me see if I can find that.
So I have it
There's
open
a-
and I'm looking at it.
We have a folder,
it's,
don't we?
it's an older one.
Do I have the
it's
older one?
not. It's
Yeah,
not
so
in
hang
the
on.
crafting and harvesting
It's,
PDF.
it's
Oh,
something different. It's
thank
here. It was sent out a long time ago. So each guild has 6 hierarchy levels,
Oh, the guild.
and yeah, so the guild levels. So at guild level 3, you guys can make a rare item.
Oh,
And your guild level scales based on your character level.
got it. Got it.
So I believe you guys are still guild level 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
When you guild, you earn 1 point at levels 5, 9, 13, 17, and 20.
Yeah. So
Nice.
5. So you guys will be able to make rare items when you hit level 9.
Okay.
Okay.
Jacob, question for you. You said legacy. So if I have 2 spells, I pick the one that's legacy. But there's some spells that don't have a legacy option. There's just one version. I can still use those, right?
Those ones are probably new spells. Run them by me first. I'm almost always going to say yes, but some of them are really, they're not adjusted towards what the rules are.
One we already used, but I'll send you the one I'm thinking.
It goes both ways. So sometimes they're legacy that haven't been changed at all, and sometimes they're brand new ones.
I see.
I know
They
there's
really
one,
just
I think this one's new because I haven't really seen this, but
I know there's one spell that's like
it
absolutely
fits my character
broken.
really well. So
I might hold off. Let me see. Because the components are also much rarer, or I'm sorry, much more expensive when you're crafting rare. Correct?
Well, we can't craft her anyway.
Yeah.
When we get there though,
Oh,
like
yeah.
future planning.
Yeah.
it's more expensive and it's higher potential to fail.
Yeah.
Right. So the
Oh.
potent is holy fuck. So robust is 1d6 times 100 divided by 3. Potent is 2d10 times 1,000 divided by 3.
Is
Oh
it
no, I'm sorry.
three?
That's selling the harvested item. My bad.
It's basically the same.
No, it's the same thing. It's just no divided by 3. That's the how much it costs.
I have it divided by 4.
So
Am I looking at the old one?
1d6 times 100 to craft a uncommon, and then to
14.
craft a rare is 2d10 times 1,000.
I believe the updated one is divided by 4, Dave. I think you're
Okay,
correct
okay.
about that.
I never know which one's the right one.
I think
I
it's.
thought I had the updated one saved.
That's what
And this
I
is the
said.
updated
I
one.
don't know.
I'm sorry, guys. I it's a living document. I keep adjusting it for what the power level should be because it's insane to think that like a single
yeah,
troll
you're
deck
fine.
might be, a third of 10 grand.
Someone say revision numbers. Sorry.
2d10, it could be 20 grand.
Jesus. But the Sentinel Shield, that's uncommon, right? I sent that to myself at one point.
I'm pretty sure the Sentinel Shield is rare, but you'll have to take another. Oh wait, no, the Sentinel Shield that is uncommon. I was thinking the animated shield.
Oh yeah.
That's a very rare.
Holy
give me
fuck.
the,
The jump to rare is insane.
Yeah, well, you guys start like I don't think you realize how unusual campaigns are past level 10, and there's a reason for it.
Oh, yeah.
No, Elsko. Nani? Okay. But if we had some downtime, I would like to make a Sentinel Shield. Please and thank you.
I mean, if we're taking time, that's going to be
2 weeks.
Vickers making his thing for 2 weeks, and
Mhm.
you're making your thing for 2 weeks. You're making a Sentinel Shield, which means you're going to have to get help from Sid and
That's what I was
Cassian
gonna say.
and
I
their
was like, I'll need
connections.
help. Yes.
And then Vickers gonna, Vickers gonna need help from you to make his thing
Oh.
because it's a
I
wondrous
might
item.
also make something.
Also need
Can we
someone
make
else's help.
cloaks?
Fuck. Don't tell me it's a wondrous item.
How many
Depends.
It
fragments
is.
do we have?
We
I
have
don't know if we
4.
have
Robust?
We have 4 robust.
Okay. 1, 2. Who else wants something? We can hang out for a little bit. I mean, I'm okay with that if people
Yep.
want to stock up.
This is probably the time to do it.
Yeah, I don't really have
And,
any magic items right now, so I thought.
I was thinking about something, but I didn't ask Jacob yet. So
You can float it by me. I mean, Joe just floated something by me. And before I go to your thing, Scott, Joe, I'm gonna say that spell is fine to cast for now. If it ends up being a bit broken, because I can see it potentially going that way, we might have to adjust it. But for now, yeah, it's fine.
Okay, it just fits my what I'm
Yeah.
trying to do so well. So I'm
Exactly.
like, oh, damn.
That is the reason I'm letting it pass because it's
Yeah.
pretty strong if you know how to use that right.
Can I ask
It's a
what
good
it's called?
one.
Joe, do you have remove curse?
Oh,
No, I don't. I can
the church is
Called-
mine.
check that out though. What level is that?
Yeah, we'd have to. I think we have to talk to a church, Sid.
Who's wearing the cursed armor right now?
That would be Sid, I think, right? Or is no, that's Kai?
It's me.
Yeah.
I think it's Kaya.
Mm.
Yeah, we haven't
If-
really had combat after I got it. So I mean, like, I'd like to remove that curse. Yeah,
That
Sentinel
could
Shields.
maybe be done. Could maybe be done.
I was gonna.
I
Talk
mean,
to a
Gonna
church
Scott-
find that out.
Scott.
Yeah, you know somebody who has connections in the church, so
I cannot learn that spell. Apparently,
Mm.
is it a class specific spell?
I guess so. Yeah.
The
I don't
spell
know how
does
to tell if it is, other than that it's not in my list.
So if you go to D&D Beyond and then you go to game rules, spells,
Oh, available
can
for
search-
cleric,
you can
paladin,
search,
warlock, wizard,
via
wizard
your
domain,
class.
not sorcerer.
I'm gonna say though, that is very specific to your character, and for that reason, I will allow you to be able to cast that spell. And again, I retain the right to get rid of it if it becomes broken.
I'm so curious what this spell is.
That's up to Joe to decide whether he wants to
Man.
disclose it.
Massive
You guys will
fireball.
see it when it's needed.
It's a
Massive fireball.
spell. I like to do
Intercontinental
magic.
nuclear missile.
So he just does 2 fireballs at once?
Jacob, how would you feel about Dragonhide belt?
Oh, yeah. I asked about that too.
Shoot me the thing about it. I'm pretty sure I took a look at it and said it was really strong. Dave, do you
Yeah,
remember what I said to you?
My thing was you'd be okay with me letting me get it, but if and only if it didn't apply to Stunning Strike.
Yeah, I pretty much get key points back once
Is that
per
what it's
day.
for? Oh, that's not what I wanted actually. But it does do
Shoot
that.
me the item. I need to look at it again.
It adds like, depending on its rarity, it adds +1 to your monk DC saving throws, and once per day it allows you to get your key points back.
Key points back.
Forgot about that part. What rarity is that?
It could be uncommon or rare and up.
Don't you technically already have a Dragonhide belt, Kai?
No?
Because your Dragonhide goes around your belt.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing that I said to Kai. I will allow that for everything except for Stunning Strike, because Stunning Strike is already broken. I don't need to add an additional multiplier to how strong it is.
So whenever I use that to regain key points back, just the key points I get just don't use Stunning Strike over and over again.
Exactly. Also,
Yeah.
your DC for Stunning Strike won't increase. It will stay the same. So
Okay.
if it will automatically adjust yours, so it will say, "Oh, all your saving throws are now up by 1." So you're just going to need to keep in mind, I subtract 1 for Stunning Strike.
Yeah.
Yeah. I specifically wanted it for my breath attacks so that it increased the DC for those.
Yeah, I kind of
still
want
fine
it
with that.
because just not Stunning Strike, but key points are just everything I do in combat to do damage, and just having more of them would be nice.
So wait, Cassian, in order to make
Yep.
your whip better, what
Mhm.
do you need to do that?
Magic stuff.
Do you also need the robust weaved fragment?
I could probably upgrade it with any weave fragment, but the better the weave fragment, the better the upgrade.
And we have 4 robusties.
4. Yeah.
So
Who
to
hasn't made
upgrade the whip in terms of like a plus to hit, so making it like an additional plus. It's currently like +1, I believe, right, Cassian?
To hit, I don't need any more pluses to hits, buddy. I got +9 on that whip.
All right. That would be like an uncommon, but if you wanted to combine the mind enslaving whip that you guys bought,
Oh.
or whatever it was called, I don't remember. It was basically you get to cast command
Yeah.
a certain number of
Yeah,
times per day. If he wants to combine that with his current whip, that would take a potent weave fragment, and that would be a rare whip because it's an extremely strong feature on top of all the stuff it already has. So you'd be adding that as an additional feature. But the cost to have it implemented would be reduced by 2,000 gold piece because that's how much the whip is worth.
I see. I would mostly just want to up the damage. I mean,
What's involved with
You
that?
could do that too.
yeah.
It's up
I
to you.
haven't really thought about it. If someone needs a robust to do something else, everyone else can have first dibs. My whip is, I'm perfectly happy with my whip as it stands. At some point, I will.
I don't know if farming's in this game, but are we able to go get some robust weave fragments somehow, somewhere?
Absolutely. I mean, you guys know the system at this point. You can just be like, "Whoa, hang on,
We're
we
gonna
got
go
a few."
hunt something.
Yeah, we got some time. You had time in Norhaven to potentially just go hunting for some stuff, and you decided that you guys needed to get some of your stuff done and then head out. But you had the option to hunt there. You have the option to hunt in Penting. There's bounty postings. There's all sorts of stuff. If you guys want to go for, we need some gold. How do we get gold quick? Or oh, we need some platinum. Or oh, we need some weave fragments.
I'm
You-
for a good old fashioned monster hunt, baby.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for real.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
this.
I mean, shit, we're heading into a forest. Might as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, for real.
I'm down because I.
Okay, so who needs a robust weave fragment? How many do we need?
I needed one, ideally.
Okay.
I don't have a dire need, so I'm happy to give up like my spot in line. But there
But you
are
would
2
want
items I'm.
you
also
want
While
one.
you
wanting.
guys are talking about this, I will be back as soon as I can. So just if you ask for me and I don't answer, that's why.
Goodbye, Joe.
Okay, so Kaiser wants one, Sid wants one, Newmont wants one, I want one. Kai?
We have
Yeah,
4
so-
right now, yeah?
We have 4, so we want 6. Everybody wants 1. So we need
Okay.
2 more.
Not to be greedy, but there was one other thing I was looking to get, but that's
Why don't we go
so we need 3
hunting?
more.
Because I want another one too.
and then
Yeah,
what
I
about
mean-
Cassian?
There's a bunch of shit I'd like to make, but like,
And we are limited, right?
Because money's involved.
Not only
Right.
that, but you can only attune to 3.
3.
Well,
Yeah.
that's if the magic item involves attunement.
Not every magic item requires the attunement property.
That's
Ah.
why
Yeah,
like
I just
this
need the
shield.
one.
Then there are 3 things that I am interested in.
Right.
I'm just putting it out
Well-
to the I'm putting it out there. If we are going
Yeah.
to go hunting for things,
I mean,
depending on how the hunt goes, I am interested in using 3 fragments.
you guys want to go hunting
Jesus.
before we do any crafting?
Christ.
Put Jacob on the spot, give us some hunts.
You really don't think I have shit prepared for this? The real problem is Josh just left and he has all the maps.
Okay,
can
well, why don't we, while
talk
we
about it
wait
while
for
we get there,
Josh to
yeah.
get back, we can roll for 4 of them.
Or we
Right.
could go to the park and just play chess, and the DM's the chessboard. Sorry, I was just trying to think of something really random. That seems fine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You did it. I was random.
Yeah. Okay.
Dragon
So who
chess.
doesn't have a magic item yet? It's Newmont and Kaiser
don't.
and
Yeah,
Kai.
you guys can go
Yeah.
before me. I have some.
I have one as well.
You have one. You have one. Okay. Cassian, do you have one?
Nope.
Okay, so Kaiser, Newmont, and Cassian, why don't we roll for your stuff now?
So yeah, what do you guys? So wonders item for Newmont. Kaiser is. What is
yeah, I was actually gonna like put it up to the group for an opinion on this. So I'm trying to be kind of like a stealthy build. Is kind of what I'm trying to do with Kazir. But there's 2 cloaks I could make, and one of them would give me +1 AC and saving throws, which is really good. But then the other one, while the hood's up, perception checks against me have disadvantage, and I would have advantage on dexterity checks. when
Yeah,
I'm
that's the same
hiding.
one that I want to make.
These sound so
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah, cloak of protection.
I think
want that too.
maybe the +1 to DC saves, because if you're holding a spell of concentration, you want to keep that up.
That's true.
Not for nothing, but invisibility is a concentration spell. So it's a damn sight
Okay.
better than a hood.
Yeah, true that, true that. Okay, say less. That's why I put it up to the group.
Okay. Cassian, do you know
I
how
need
to-
some scales.
Yeah, Cloak of Elvenkind makes you technically invisible. The invisibility spell makes you actually invisible.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2 things. So Dragonhide armor. So do I have to make all of these? Are these all wondrous items?
I can't even fucking read.
Bro.
Yeah,
trying to
the
think.
one I listed was wondrous. Yeah, if I was able to make a second one, I'd probably make the boots of Elvenkind, so then I wouldn't make sound while I was invisible. But we'll see where we're at with.
Yeah, is that how you float in the air, Kai?
So essentially,
suck.
you guys have one member in each of the guilds, so it's not relevant. You guys can roll for your individual items as if you're crafting them.
Oh,
It's just more like if you guys only had 3 members that were in all of the if you had
fair.
all your members in one guild, you'd need to
You'd be
pay one of the other guilds to help you.
Yeah,
But you don't have to do that. So you can roll for it as if you're crafting it. Just for the flavor purposes, I have it so you guys are working together crafting these items.
I see.
So Newmont, Kazir, Cassian.
Yeah, and then we have one more. And this, may I say, would be a good time to use your inspiration if you fail, because these are
Yeah, true.
big ticket items.
I have 1 or 2. Where's
I have 1.
My notes say 1. Fuck. I also have 1.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have 4. Do
3.
you guys want to use the 4th one at all? Or?
Yeah.
Yes. I have changed my mind on what I want to do.
Okay.
All right.
That's okay.
What's that?
I need. Do we have an additional robust? Was I using a robust already?
Well, there's 1 left that we have in our possession at the moment, and then we need to get 3 more.
Okay. All right.
So
I would
what
like
do I
to
need to
make-
roll to make this?
Okay.
You ask excellent questions. Do I need to help in anywhere? Or everyone does their own stuff?
Everyone can roll for their own stuff.
It
Just to
is
make things easier.
for a robust. It is. I just was looking at this.
DC 18.
Crafting
Yeah,
set check is
it's-
18. It takes 2 weeks, and the gold cost is 1d6 times.
And it's your spell casting ability modifier plus your proficiency bonus, if applicable. I don't know what the
So-
proficiency bonus would be.
Proficiency bonus is just what your character proficiency bonus
Right,
is.
but like
So-
what makes it applicable?
So the type of weave fragment, is it
Oh,
from
okay.
an aberration, beast, celestial?
I
So
see.
you would add the applicable skill.
So the robust weave fragments we have are. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry, guys. We have 6. We
Oh.
have 4
Oh.
humanoid, 4
So many eyes.
humanoid.
Oh.
We have a. What the fuck is this?
A penis.
It
Is that
might
the
be.
penis?
It highly probable.
That might be the penis.
No. I'm wrong. We have 4. They're all humanoid. Because
So you guys would need to roll a medicine or survival check. That's what it means by the applicable proficiency.
I am back. Just
And
So-
so y'all
It's
know.
an 18.
You would need to roll an
18.
18 survival or medicine check.
Honestly, there's no point me even trying to craft that then, really.
Well,
Would you
you
like-
can
would you
have
like me to
someone
craft it?
in your party.
Kai
craft
can
it.
help you because he
Yeah.
has a +4 spell casting modifier, I believe, correct?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
do
your
you have
spell casting
plus
mod-
4, okay?
+7 proficiency.
God damn.
Yeah. So
Well, do you have survival or yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my god! So Kai is +11.
Wait, no. The 7
Yeah, it's
includes
both.
proficiency.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Well, as written, it says
That.
no, not your plus. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So your proficiency is 3, so you're
Correct.
+7. Yeah,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, I can try to make the. I got an inspiration too, so I can try to do the.
Yep,
Fuck,
you
what
just
was
need
it?
to roll.
Yeah,
I mean, I
You need
can
to
use
roll
my
an 11?
inspiration on your roll. Maybe I don't know if that's how it works.
if you help him,
I
maybe.
mean,
Yeah.
you're telling me what to do.
I would allow you to use. I would allow Kai as the crafter to use his inspiration. And I would allow you as the person who wants the item to use yours to
Right.
make this try to happen. You have a
Right.
very high chance because he needs to roll an 11. He's got basically 3 tries for free, and even if you fail by 1 or 2, you just get a minor detrimental property.
Yeah.
Which detrimental properties could be fun.
They
Potentially.
could be really bad.
Really bad.
My belt is too big and it always falls down to my ankles.
So,
God.
Cassie, what was it that you wanted to do?
Yeah, you wanna
I
use
would
two?
I would like to use my first priority would be an item called Goggles of Night, which would give me 60 feet of dark vision.
It's a good
As
one.
a human, I cannot see in the dark. So
Is that attunement based?
no.
Oh.
Maybe I don't know.
I feel
DM,
like
it's
that's
not.
pretty high priority, really. That's a good
Yeah, I
one.
was like, that sounds amazing.
It is.
All
All right,
and
well,
then
we can do
not.
that then. We can do that for the first 4, and then Kai, Sid, and I will
Yeah.
go hunting for ours.
Would you say those were
It is. It is not attunement.
Goggles
Goggles
of
of
Night.
Night. Get 60 feet of dark vision if you don't already have it. If you do have it, it increases it by another 60 feet.
Damn.
All right,
Yes.
I need
Oh.
an 18.
For anything
Oh.
robust, you need an 18, but you're rolling for medicine or survival.
Yeah, I fucked up the first one, so I used an inspiration, but I got it on the second one.
All right. Then
Alright.
after 2 weeks, you have your item crafted for yourself, Lumot.
Yay!
Yeah, you guys are gonna see a significant power jump once you start hitting uncommon. When you hit rare and very rare, you're gonna feel it.
Is the amulet of the scry thingy majigger considered magical? Like, do I
It
need
is
to?
it is magical and it is attunement based. For the time being, look up Amulet of Proof Against Detection
Okay.
and add that to your inventory, or whoever has it. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
You can pass it.
Yeah,
to
I
anyone.
messaged you, but I don't think you ever answered because I was like, "Could you give me all the details about it?"
That's my bad. I must have let that
I-
slip.
Yeah, I didn't do it in the Numot chat. I actually DM'd you it, so that's probably why you missed
That
it.
would be why. Yeah, I
Yeah.
tend to come back and review things in here before.
What's that called again?
Amulet of Proof Against Detection.
It's so easy to remember. How could you forget?
Yeah, come on.
I already forgot it. I'm gonna try your stuff, Kaiser.
Okay,
goes.
good luck.
I got a 9, which is 16. Son of a bitch.
But you get
Just make it.
3 tries then before
Yeah.
inspiration?
So I
What do
guess
you
use his first. Yeah.
We look at it kind of funny. Kaiser's like, "Nah, son, that ain't it." I'm like, "You right."
You gotta fix this.
Oh fuck, that's an 8. That is. I look at it. I'm like, that it really ain't it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh
Alright.
my
I click my
god.
button. I no longer have inspiration. I will make that count. These rolls suck.
Hey, don't you get 3 before you
Okay,
do
that's better.
inspiration?
Yeah. That's
No,
an
no,
11.
no.
No.
That's, yo, that is borderline terrifying. That's an 11. I was
Oh
afraid.
my.
Close. All right.
All right, you
Well,
got it.
I'm afraid.
Use an inspiration on that.
You use both
Jesus.
of them.
Now I don't have any. Fuck.
I can use
Yeah.
2. Like I
Whew.
had 3 because I had.
Okay, well then,
so-
yeah, leave Kai with his and
Oh.
use 2 of yours.
Yeah.
I like literally
that
shit my
feels
pants.
better.
Not actually.
I should deal out inspiration a little bit more. I've been so here's one thing that you guys can do. If you feel like there's a significant story moment or someone says something really funny or really character driven that you feel like deserves an inspiration, you call it out to me and then I'll dictate whether or not someone gets one. But
If
you guys
Cass-
can kind of boost each other.
If Cassian
nice.
didn't
Okay.
get one when he did his like speech with Lysander,
Yeah,
think-
true.
I don't know if he did.
Didn't you get one, Cassian? Because I feel like someone did say something back then.
Maybe.
I didn't take it. If someone did say it, I didn't take it. But
Then
I'll write
take
it
one.
down.
Take one.
Okay,
that's
thank
fine.
you.
Yeah, take it, Cassian.
Oh,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
take
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
You
yeah.
just lie down and take it.
Take that, baby.
it's an 18, right? Why is
I'm uncomfortable.
So don't forget, you have to roll for the cost of it,
Oh,
which
you wanna do that?
is
My roll was bad.
1d6 times 100. So you have to, in on top of rolling to craft it, you have to pay for it. So it's 1d6 times 100, but then you also can subtract the cost of the weave fragment from it, which
You
is
paid 3/4 of whatever the price is.
right.
I mean, I can roll for that, I guess, because I'm paying for it.
Yeah,
Mine rolls
you would roll
trash.
that. So you roll the 1d6 times 100 for the cost, and
So
then you roll
300.
right, and then you roll another 1d6 times 100 divided by 3, and that is what gets reduced.
Wait, I roll a 6 on this because that's how
Okay.
I would.
No, I got 300.
Oh,
Okay, well, divided by 3 though, or did you get a 6 for that one? Wait, that would
No,
be
like I rolled 2 3s.
okay. So it'd be
Oh.
a 300 divided by 3, so it would be reduced by 100. So you pay 200 gold.
Okay. Not bad.
I rolled 2 6s. That's crazy.
Oh,
So that's
shit.
So that's
So-
400.
400 exactly.
oh
yeah.
wait, I'm like, is that good for the second one?
Second
What?
one, yeah. The first one, no.
Not so much. Yeah. All right, and then the
So,
third one.
Really,
wait, who-
going forward, whenever you guys extract a component, you should roll for the gold cost then,
Yeah.
so you can figure out which components you want to use for what.
Noted.
Say that again.
You should roll for the cost of your component that you extract when you extract it.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So going forward, just mark down the prices or the worth of the component that
Of
you have.
each component. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We
that-
should make like a shared Google Doc for like certain maybe items we're storing as a group, like the weave fragments. That could be really handy.
Mm.
yeah. Well, I have all of them, but if you guys want,
Yeah. I don't want to invade your personal doc, but if we had like a separate one just for tracking
I
like,
don't
stuff like that, it could be
mind.
nice.
I mind.
And yeah, you guys
You
can
can see all the shit you've been stealing from us finally.
Mhm.
There's only one of that in here, and you'd have to read pretty thoroughly to find
He
it.
stole my cube.
It's
Another cube.
He stole the cube.
All right, so we're using all 4 fragments, so we have none right now.
Zero
Okay, so we need to do 2 more rolls.
Didn't
So it'll
Numa do
be
Numa do- yeah.
it was Kazar, Numat,
Mm-hmm. Then double Cassian.
Cassian, and who? Oh, we have a
I'd s-
third. We
I
have an
had
extra one.
suggested a second one, but I don't need 2.
So I guess between Kai, Sid, and I, we can do one. I forgot about that.
Who is our weakest?
That's
Just like
kinda what I was
most
saying, like,
susceptible to taking damage if they were to be
Yeah.
targeted.
So I'm gonna do the Cloak of Elvenkind, which makes me essentially invisible.
And is that what you're making as well, Kezer?
I was gonna make Cloak of Protection so I wouldn't die quite as easily and
Okay.
can
Well, you
hold
already-
spells a bit easier.
Isn't that what you made, or did you make something else?
Yeah, we just made that, but like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
my one magic item. Yeah.
I
Right.
see.
You guys want to roll for it? Highest one gets it.
Now, Cassian, I think Cassian's whip could do with an upgrade.
No, we
just
have an
so-
extra one. We have a
Yeah.
4th.
Yeah, that's the fourth one.
Like who has
Ah.
how many magic items?
I have 1. We the rest of us have 1. Kai,
The hat.
I have my breastplate that I made
yeah.
a little while ago. I have the sword, and then this amulet thing.
Amulet thing?
While you wear this pendant, the amulet of Parafat. No,
It's barely a magic item. It gives him like a 5-foot dim light, I think.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. So you have the plate. That's your and the
that
sword.
and the sword, and then you stabilize whenever you're dying. Start of your turn. In addition,
Okay, so Kai has just the hat.
I have two:
to-
the hat and the
I will.
armor.
I will go at the very end. I'll be the
armor,
last one.
which
Okay,
technically is
then-
a vulnerability.
Then I'll do it because I have just. Well, yeah. Well, we're gonna fix that for you.
Yeah, I mean it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, on that one, Jacob, not to like change the subject, it doesn't have to be right now. Is there any way I could go and do, I don't know, some studying or something while we have downtime and add remove curse to my like repertoire? Or is that impossible?
It is not possible. What I will say
Okay.
is possible is you could spend your downtime doing research, and at the end of it you could roll, and as a result I might let you get a scroll of remove curse. You wouldn't be able to add it to your spell list, but I would allow you to be able to cast that scroll, which technically isn't rules as written, but it gives you a little bit more diversity in what you can do.
Yeah, I mean that would be useful.
Yeah, do we have
For
to
the
go to a
group.
church to be able
That-
to remove curse?
That would best be done actually in a different city, but
Oh.
it's gonna be a higher roll in Penting. But if we go to
Yeah,
hang
how do
on,
you
I think
do
it's in Xanathar's guide. So
thinking of the
John,
alternative.
you can just use the fragment. I'll craft another thing later. I feel like it's probably more important for you.
Yeah, we could, but we're also gonna go and get some more
Yeah,
too.
it's
Mhm.
just kind of
Yeah.
what we're going to get prior to that.
So, Kai, would you
Yes.
help me making this cloak, please?
I can. I am doing the wondrous things. with the
Thank you,
cloaks.
sir. I will help you with the stitching with my dexterous hands.
Is
So,
it?
sorry, I just want to continue Kazer's thing real quick before we go with the rest of this. Do you want to use a remove curse spell, or you want to make a remove curse spell scroll?
Yeah, or like
Okay.
learn how to use them. However
So-
you want to do that.
As an order of the scribes, what you're going to need to do is it's going to cost you 250 gold pieces and 3 days worth of work to make the spell scroll.
Okay.
Um,
I'll
250 you said,
I can
sorry?
pitch in for that.
yeah, it's 250
Yeah.
gold pieces. So, all right. Character declares the focus of research, blah, 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 blah. After 1 work week, the character makes an intelligence check with a +1 bonus per 50 gold spent beyond the initial amount to a maximum of +6. And so, okay, so you need to roll on a 1 to 5. There's no effect. On a 6, on an 11 plus, you learn this. Oh,
Like I make
this
a
is
scroll
weird.
or whatever, or I
Yeah,
learn
so
how to use
basic-
scrolls.
Roll a d20, and you get a +1 off the bat. And if you want to add every 50 gold beyond 250, you add a bonus, and then I tell you if you succeed or not.
But I already get a +1.
You get a +1, and then for every 50 gold additional spent.
Oh yeah, I got a 21.
20. Yeah, no, you have the spell scroll. So 250 gold
Like,
piece
is it that I
subtract.
can read the like? Could I go and then buy more of these scrolls now in future if we need them, or do I have to do this every time to craft one? Like, can I
If you
read
w-
them now?
If you want to buy one, they're more expensive than crafting them, but you've crafted one that you can read and cast, but you can only cast it once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
okay,
do
sick.
have a one-time use. Of the
42
spell.
gold per person if everybody wants to chip in to help uncurse Kai's armor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Okay.
So this
really-
will probably be a regular thing we do if we have downtime. So
Yeah.
okay.
So I subtracted 42.
I also do.
Okay,
I suppose I'll pay.
so this is going to work differently than how you guys think it's going to. So I'm going to expedite this.
Okay.
Remove curse will allow him to remove the armor. It does not remove the curse from the armor. It is a cursed piece of armor.
Oh.
Wait.
I thought we were removing the curse from the armor.
I didn't know that you were trying to do that specifically. If you want to remove the curse on the armor itself, that's going to be quite a bit more. I'd allow you to keep the
Okay.
20. I'd allow you to keep the 21 roll, but it's going to be
Yeah.
more to remove.
I don't.
How much money?
It's,
I see it now. So
yeah.
it's removing the armor fails to remove the curse, but if I remove the armor and I have the remove curse, so basically I am cursed.
I
It
see.
allows Kai to not have that negative effect against him, but
If I'm not wearing the armor.
it's a cool idea to try to negate the negatives to this. It's just going to be probably more than you guys are going to be able to afford, because it's going to
Okay.
essentially turn his armor from like an uncommon because it has drawbacks into a rare
Rare?
or very rare.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's not do that. I don't know if I need.
Okay.
I mean, what do you guys think? Should I keep like remove curse just for like other situations, the group purchase, or
That's up to you guys. He's
What
already
was
got the roll, so
what, John?
Do you want it off, Kai?
Well, I would want the same armor because it's heavy plate.
Right.
But we could go on some adventuring, and then I could just
Make one.
a separate thing.
So you want to use it, like make the thing, and then we sell the armor and just buy a fresh one?
I don't know. We could try to sell it.
You could try to sell it if you want to.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, versus just tossing it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could sell it.
So
I'll
what's-
convince him.
What does vulnerability to bludgeoning
Actually,
and piercing do?
Vicar, I don't know if you remember this, but there is a specific black market for cursed magic items that you are familiar of.
Oh, sick.
So I'll make that then, and we'll
Yeah.
use it on the armor.
Yeah.
So everyone do remove 42 gold.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
we-
that's for a future use when you do take the armor off.
correct. Yeah,
Right.
so I'm not cursed when I take it off.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right.
You said 42 gold, right? Yeah.
So do we
Right.
want to go and buy you armor and try and sell this while we're here in town?
I mean, we're
Just
gonna
get it done.
come back and
Yeah, we're gonna go hunting for a robust fragment for him, and then he can make one.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Makes sense.
So, Guy, did you roll?
no, I did not. But I might need 3 fragments now.
Just to be clear, you don't need a fragment to craft common armor. If you're just making basic plate armor, that's just
Oh,
1,500 gold piece.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah.
I wanted to make something with that because that's expensive.
It is expensive.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. Let's try making another cloak. I feel like I just made a cloak. I should be better at this by now.
You
I'm
got the vibe.
I looked at it. I'm like, that thing's trash.
All right, I'll use mine.
Dude, I can't roll. Holy shit.
You got this, Kai. I
that's better.
believe in
Okay.
you.
What is it? I have a plus 7. is it?
18.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I got a 13.
Sick.
I was like, it's
All
still
right.
the same thing, right? Like humanoid plus 7. Yeah,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I was like, easy.
All right.
Thank
Does
you.
everybody-
Guy.
First one was a 2.
Does everybody have all their items crafted now?
Wild.
Or is there still
Yes.
more
Use
crafting?
all of our things, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus. Man, I can't
Okay.
roll. I'm gonna try. What if I roll again? Okay, yeah.
I can
So,
make mine.
You should.
do you have the component to make yours? I
Yes,
don't...
he does.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll then.
It's the same roll across the board. It's
So
survival,
you're rolling survival or nature, and you got to get an 18 or higher.
Hi.
So wait. So it's a whip.
This is for
I
the
was-
goggles of night, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
So this is a wondrous item. So yeah, you can help him on this.
All right. I still have mine left. Jesus, my rolls suck.
Oh,
All right, I just got done
sick.
looking at some cloaks, and you know what? I'm like, fuck this. All right, goggles. Okay, this looks different. It looks different than cloaks. Maybe this is easier. Significantly easier. That's a 16.
16 total?
Fuck cloaks. 16 plus 7.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Finished. But you helped with every single crafting, didn't you?
Yeah, he's a god.
So I'm gonna have to say that it didn't take you guys 2 weeks. It took you upwards of a month.
Yeah.
Between Kai helping with all these individual projects, not necessarily doing all the work, but making sure that everything's like overseen to a certain degree.
I made my own.
He did.
Yeah. Okay. Newbot
Yeah,
made
that's
his
true.
own,
That's true.
but Kai did help with the majority of these items that were being made.
Go grabs a drink.
Yeah. So after a month goes by, you guys have all these various items. For those of you who did have some more downtime as you were walking about, you did see some different postings for, this monster, we want this taken care of, or, oh, I need help with this specific job posting. So I need you guys as a group to decide what
Oh.
type of weave fragment are you going to be trying to hunt down? Are you going to be like, oh, we need to go on a manhunt, we need some humanoid pieces, or are you trying to go, give me an idea of what you want so I know where to go.
Kai Sid, thoughts?
Looking at the fragments, I want to do a beast fragment would not be bad.
So we can make a belt
Giant
with
humanoid.
dragon hide out of a human weave.
I would prefer that we do things that are more thematic, but
Mhm.
for the sake of simplicity, you're not going to be fighting a dragon every other week.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah,
want
that's why I asked you about the belt, because I was like, how the fuck are we gonna get dragon hide?
So the idea also being here that you guys have these weave components that are of equal worth to a similar rarity weave component, and you're crafting them in these spaces where you can interchange between the other guild
Sure.
members. So you could come in with your beast weave fragment and be like, oh, I want one of these, and then take that one out instead.
Yeah, I mean, beasts, monstrosities, giants, anything survival based. My dude, he's +7 on.
Mm-hmm. Let's go hunt a beast.
What is based off Arcana? Is there
Aberration, Elemental, Fey, Fiend, Monstrosity, Undead.
Bread.
Is your Arcana high, Joe or Kaiser?
Well, I have +5 Arcana and then
Oh, yeah.
+4 for my spell casting.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be big.
So why don't we go then hunt a monstrosity? Monstrosity or
easy.
beast are my votes.
You don't want to fight a celestial?
Okay.
I mean, maybe sooner than later.
Alwyn, can I have a toe?
Even the nail would be cool.
Right.
All right, yeah, let's go fight some things, fellas.
So you trying to think here? You want like a monstrosity? It's kind of the general vibe.
Monstrosity
Picking up.
or beast?
Yeah, I think
Beasts
so.
typically don't go up that high in
okay.
in
I
CR.
will go.
Just
freak
pointing
myself.
out the time before we start any further
No,
encounters.
we're not going to go into an encounter tonight. This is
Yeah.
just
Okay.
figuring out.
All right. Was just making sure you
We're
saw what
teeing it
time it
up.
was, Jacob.
Yeah, no, I'm well aware. We're stopping after we figure out. We want to hunt monstrosities so we know where to go for next session, and we can plan out a pretty good thing around that. So
All right.
that seems like a good natural stopping point. We
Yeah.
know what you guys are doing next session to some degree. You
Mhm.
want to go hunting. I will say, is there anything else after you guys hunt a monstrosity? Are you going to want to keep monster hunting for a little bit? Do a couple of back to back?
Well, we want to do
Well, how many-
3, right?
You want to do 3? Okay.
Maybe
At
How
least
about-
3. We'll see how it goes for the 3. If we do
Yeah.
really well as a group, I'd be open to doing a few more.
Let's see just how much we can get.
Yes.
Farming arc, let's go, baby.
I mean, I'm okay with that, right?
Yeah, I mean we've been pretty undergeared. I feel for a little while as a group.
Looking at Jacob's response to that.
For
He's
real.
Like,
No, it's just I think that getting everybody one thing this round is probably good. So if we can get 3, everybody gets one thing, then I'd be happy with that. And then we'll get more
Jacob-
later too.
Jacob also has the difficulty slider under his desk, so if we get overgeared, it's just we're fighting like a massive amount of motherfuckers. So whatever.
There will be some point at which you'll feel a significant power spike, but you're not supposed to feel it when you're still itty bitty and squishy, and you don't have the gravitas of world-defining heroes.
Yeah, the only reason why I'm interested in some of the items I want is because I was going to plan on like building them with my guy, kind of similar to Cassian's thing.
Mhm.
Not the shield though. The shield's just static.
No, that's fine. I like items that build into characters and what they're trying to do. That's why I allowed the one spell for Khazar earlier. Similar concepts. Thematically, it fit his character, so I have no problem.
Everybody should get some fucking goggles at night though, because we kind of blind as a party.
I was
For
honestly
yourself,
thinking of that.
blind boy.
Bits.
Not anymore, motherfucker.
Bits.
Wait till I take those goggles from you.
Extends his own
person-
vision.
The person who needs them the least in the party.
Yeah, I thought it
Cool.
was
So we
wild.
fighting
that
them
it
on
was-
Monstrosity.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep, sounds good.
I'd love to
I
put a
think that's
dragon in
a-
there, but that's probably too much. I don't know what level they are.
Yeah, to fight a dragon right now feels
One
kind
What
of
about
million.
what about like a whelp or something? You know,
What about a dragon egg just out in the open?
Just an egg.
beat on it, all 6 of us. Make an omelet.
Oh my god. Or what's the we talked about it before, the wyvern. Aren't they like the
They're dragons without 4
Wyverns
legs.
are not technically dragons. They're in the dragon family, but they're not dragons.
just like a drake.
You actually feel like, with Cassian's experience, I would say, gauging his reaction, you guys say, could we take on a dragon? He goes, like, maybe if it was itty bitty.
A baby dragon, like
Well,
fresh out the egg, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit older and fresh out the egg. You could take on a fresh out the egg dragon pretty handily as your group, but like maybe it depends on the young dragon, but maybe you could take on a young dragon. So
I ain't trying.
Maybe
to
we
fuck
don't
with a
fight
dragon.
dragons.
Nope.
Hey, I just got evasion. I'm good.
Go find
I only
some
suggested it
Bethode,
just because I
whatever his
want to
name
make
is.
dragon items, so it's like I feel weird making dragon items.
I
without
run
dragon.
faster than you guys. I'm definitely getting away.
My favorite part is that Vicar just said, I've got dex saving throws, and he has no idea what breath weapons do. Or what
Wait, but
saving
that's-
throws they have.
I thought that it was
If you go looking up breath weapon statistics, I'm gonna open your asshole wide.
So, well, mine are dex based.
It depends on the dragon.
I was like, right, I don't know.
yeah, I
even,
guess
even if you save half of 400 is still 200 damage.
True.
Not to extend this session too long, but did we want to go into any character level discussion, or just save that for next time?
Let's save that for next time, considering
Hmm.
that you guys are spending this downtime to do your items. I think it's reasonable to assume you're doing some level up worthy stuff as well. This is time where you
I
can
think
be
that's easily doable.
Yeah. not only crafting your stuff, but so
Yeah.
take some time to think about even incorporating some of these items into how you're leveling up, maybe. I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Think about it, do your thing, and then we will reconvene hopefully sometime next week. I'm out for this Friday. So
Oh,
So
I'll post.
yeah,
I'll post a list of dates starting with next Monday, either tonight or tomorrow morning. I'll probably honestly just do it right after we end the session, so I don't forget.
Monday might be tight for me. I'll be in Chicago.
Chi-town, baby.
yeah, I'll be in Puerto
Chirac.
Rico Friday the 1st.
Fuck.
what was that about commitment that was said earlier in chat? I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
It'd be Puerto
Okay,
He's
Rico.
but
committing to the margaritas, bro.
The-
Give
the
the
schedule
guy a
ain't out
grape.
yet. The schedule ain't out yet, so I'm allowed.
All right.
Fuck Puerto
That's
Rico.
fine.
I'm worried about our boy going to Chirac.
Is anyone available for like a weekend thing? I don't want to say like specifically just because like I think Friday, Monday, and next Friday might not be doable.
I'm available every day of the week for the next 4 weeks.
We might want to come up with an alternative, maybe.
Well, actually, if you're available that frequently, John, I'm gonna see if I can find a time for the two of us to run one of those
Yeah, let's do it.
makeshift encounters for
I'm
you.
off. I'm not working right
And
now.
if anybody's free, I'll shoot out a message whenever he and I can plan something, and hopefully we can get some of you guys in to give it more of like a realistic feel of what an actual encounter would look like for him at a higher level.
Huh. Okay.
We could also do a few of those.
Yes,
the
let's plan
party
that.
running around and doing whatever sessions
yeah.
just on random
Yeah,
days
that's
when
true.
people are like, well, John has the time off, so y'all can just fuck around and do whatever. Since y'all are kind of
No.
at that point now where it makes story sense to be doing that.
I was gonna say low key, like monster hunting is kind of a fuck off session, really. So
Yeah, like if y'all, there's a bunch of stuff you guys could potentially do.
We could definitely do that. We could do that when people are gone. Just go monster hunting and get the Wii fragments. Not everybody
Yeah.
has to be present for that.
The only
That's-
That'd be
the
good, 'cause then
thing
we
to
can
just
keep progressing.
keep aware of is just the XP will obviously not count for the people who did it versus people who weren't there. It's just mainly just to farm like the materials as long
I
as
thought
you-
we were kind of milestone based anyway.
Yeah, that's what I
is.
mean.
Yeah.
It's a milestone based XP, so you
Yeah.
wouldn't like level up quicker by doing that.
Sure,
It just
sure, sure.
the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
materials.
Word, gentlemen.
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
if you guys did that when I was in Chicago, I mean, I could probably join. I just couldn't do any streaming because I'll be on a laptop.
Yeah.
Chirac.
That's fine.
That's
we have a
fine.
bunch of stuff we can make work if we want to.
I'm trying to
Cool.
think if
Well,
there's
throw
anything
up
else we can
the session, like the check mark
Oh, wait.
poll,
There
and
is-
we'll see.
I will
One
be
more
out there
thing.
once we all got a call.
say. One more thing I want to say real quick before we go. Zen, I
Yes.
know
Yeah.
he wants
No,
to
no,
do
no,
this podcast at some point.
Oh, never mind.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I would like to do this.
So
Yes. I will
thoughts
work
on
on it
that?
this week. I have
Gotcha.
the next 2 days off, so I will be.
Oh,
I will
sick.
be, yes, planning and scheming
Him.
And
All
playing
right.
Rocket League.
Okay.
and playing
And
Rocket League.
playing Rocket.
Chicago's
think that's
an hour
everything.
behind. Oh fuck.
I think that's everything that we got. So I'm good to
All
call
right,
it a night
cut
there,
the stream.
boys.
Cut the stream. Cut the
Okay.
stream.
Nice one, boys. Nice one.
Cheesy pimps.